Yes, squad is in a good place. At the moment, we have a good dynamic, good results, and I think we are full of confidence. But you already know, like we have been playing a lot of games, and this week is a special week because we play 3 games a week. So as a manager, it's also important for me to manage some players as individuals. So yeah, I have some players who didn't travel to this game. So Kadesha Buchanan, Millie Bright, Shoke Nosken, and sorry Lydia, the last one, CEO Myra Ramirez. So they didn't travel. But as you know, Chelsea has a really good squad with a lot of quality, and tomorrow we'll have a good team starting the game and being competitive because we have a lot of ambitions and we want to finish in the first place in this group.
What do you make of tomorrow's opponent, Celtic? Have you had much of a chance to look at any of the previous matches?
Yeah. With the staff, we watch some games from them in the league and also the Champions League. Celtic is maybe a team who doesn't have our experience in the Champions, but I think, they have quality, they have good players, and as I already said, we respect a lot all our opponents, and that's a Champions League game. They have made the group stage, so we need to respect them.
We spoke to Elena earlier, who described you as a role model for female coaches. How does that feel? Everyone's laughing. How does it feel getting things like that from an opposition manager?
It's always grateful for me, obviously, but I'm just focusing on doing my job. I have the chance to work in such a big club with a lot of ambitions, good players as well. And you know, if you want to be a good manager, you need to have the best players on the pitch, making you looking good. So I'm a lucky manager to have really good, talented players.
You and Elena are 2 of only 4 female managers of the 16 teams in the Champions League. Is that something you'd like to see more female managers at the top level?
Yes, of course, I would like to, but everyone has their own journey, and I think, that's sometimes difficult to manage to be a woman and to work at a high level with high ambitions and in an environment where there is a lot of pressure. So, I feel lucky because I did that when I was a player. I'm doing that now as a manager. This is football, my passion, what I enjoy the most, and I just feel lucky, and I encourage a lot of women, living their dreams if it's possible for them.
Erin, you know a number of the players in this Celtic team from playing with Scotland. Have you had much of a chance to speak to them, whether that be when the draw was made or since on international camps?
We did speak a little bit when the draw was made. I spoke with Kelly Clark. Obviously, we were really excited. I think for me, especially being Scottish and playing against a Scottish team in the Champions League is amazing. I'm sure Caroline said the exact same when she played against Celtic. So it's a great moment. Really excited to play at Celtic Park. I think these games should be in the biggest of stadiums, and it's great that there's so much hype and buzz around it in Scotland.
You're of course from a Rangers supporting family here at Celtic Park. How do you think your family would react if you were to score tomorrow night?
I think they're going to be really happy if I score, including myself. I think for me, I'm here as a Chelsea player, and I've been at Chelsea for a long time. I love the club and I want to score for Chelsea first and foremost.
We're expecting a number of fans to be at the game tomorrow. We're expecting maybe a hostile reception.
Yes. I mean, do you know what? As a football player, see if you get a bit of a hostile reception. I think it's the best thing ever. I certainly enjoy it. I thrive upon it. We played at the Emirates many times. We're used to playing in big games where there's an atmosphere and the opposition wants to make it as difficult as possible. So I think I'll enjoy that if that's the case. But, just about putting my best foot forward tomorrow night.
Finally, what would that mean for you then, if you are to come here, maybe the fans getting your back a little bit and you score as a Rangers fan at Celtic Park? What would that mean for you?
Yeah, it would mean a lot, but it would mean mostly, I think for me mostly it would mean the world as a Chelsea player rather than being a Rangers fan. I'm here to win the game for Chelsea, and get out the group stage, qualifying first place.
Your life there as a young woman, Erin, you're now much more mature. How would you say that you've developed and grown since you left?
How long do we have? No, but honestly, I left as a really young, naive 18-year-old girl who was just working in Morrison's and playing part-time. This was beyond my wildest dreams, playing as much as I have for Chelsea. I feel really lucky and really privileged, but for me, it's never about being settled, and it's a moment to reflect on how far I've come, but also how much work I've still got to do. I'm still learning. I still feel like I've got more in my game. I still feel like I've got more to come, and I want to see where my ceiling is.
I know you mentioned earlier on that the last Champions League game you played up here for City was against Chelsea. It was not in a stadium like this. So did you ever imagine that you would be able to play in a stadium like this as a young girl growing up?
Honestly, at the time, no, because that just wasn't visible in Scotland. So I think the fact that we have these in the big stadiums, and there'll be so many young girls coming tomorrow night that whether they want to play for Chelsea or they want to play for Celtic, they think that that's possible and that they can achieve their wildest dreams. So I think it's certainly something that I never had 8 years ago. So it shows how far the women's game has grown in Scotland.
Sonia's saying it's a big week, it's a big month for you.
Yeah.
You are back in Scotland in a few weeks, you'll have that Scotland shirt on. How are you feeling in yourself? Because it's just big game after big game, whether it be for club or country.
Yeah, I think Sonia knows me as I just want to play football. I want to play the games. I just want to get to it. I don't want to do the talking. I just want to let my football do the talking on the pitch. And for me, I love playing 3 games a week. I think being at this club for as long as I have, when we compete in all fronts, that's just something you got to accept as a football player. You got to get your recovery right, your sleep, your rest, everything around it is so important. But I relish playing in the big games. We normally call the business end of the season in March, but I think it's coming in November.
Erin says she doesn't like talking to Sonia, so we'll talk to you. It is a big week, and there's been a lot of focus on Manchester City on Saturday. It's a massive game. Is there any doubt in your mind that perhaps there's too much attention on that and not enough attention on tomorrow night's game?
No doubt at all. The players and the staff are really focusing on the game tomorrow, game after game, and the one who is coming is the Celtic game. So we are really focused on that. As I told you, the Champions League is really important for us. We have a lot of ambitions in that competition, and we really want to make sure to finish in the first place in the group stage. So that's it.
A win tomorrow all but seals top spot then. Is that just the sort of the first part of the project? You very much have been brought into the club to get that first Champions League, haven't you?
Yeah, as I said, we are aligned between the players, the staff and the club. We have a lot of ambitions, and if you want to go all through the competition, you have to beat every team. Now, at the moment, we are focused in the group stage and making sure we take game by game. And we just want to show game after game. We want to finish in the first spot. And after, it will be another competition. Erin just said, it will start again in March. And this is where the really important games will start again. But at the moment, our priority is to focus on the group stage and making sure we win every game to finish at the first place.
And just finally, has Erin recommended any high spots in Glasgow?
Yes, she did. But she talks about Scotland in a nice way. She's really proud to be a Scottish player. And I think that's really nice to have someone in Chelsea who represents this country as much as Erin did. And does with a lot of pride. So you should be also proud to have a Scottish player in Chelsea, and also the way she's playing for Chelsea, the way she's performing. She's a leader in our group, in our squad. So I think that's something you should be proud of.
Lovely, thank you. We'll come across to Zoom. Has anyone got any questions? Yeah.
Hi, Erin, how you doing?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you.
Listen, I just wanted to ask you how sobering an experience you might think this is for Celtic in the Champions League, just given it's your first experience and exposure to it. Now, obviously Chelsea have gone deep into the tournament on previous occasions, just in terms of the gap that exists just now between where the Scottish game is and where the latter stages of the Champions League are. Is it necessary that it's a kind of painful introduction to it almost?
I certainly don't think it's a painful introduction. I think it's an incredible achievement that a Scottish team is in the group stages. I, for one, was once in the Glasgow team in the dressing room playing against Celtic all those years ago, and I certainly knew that wanted to give the best account of ourselves, put our best foot forward. We certainly didn't want to lie down at all. We wanted to show ourselves and how good we can be against the best teams in the world. And I've been in that dressing room. I know the motivation that will be in that dressing room tomorrow night, and there'll be no complacency from us. But I think from Celtic's point of view, like, they've got nothing to lose. They're going to come at us, and we have to be ready.
That's great. Thanks, Aidan. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan or Ellie. Dan?
Hi, Bob. You well?
Yeah, thank you.
I just wanted to ask, I think you're on 47 appearances in European competition, so you're 3 short of 50. What would it mean to you to make 50 appearances for Chelsea in Europe?
Thanks for telling me that stat. Yeah, it means the world. Like, as I said, when I was a young girl, I didn't ever think that I would achieve even half of what I've achieved so far. And, the thing for me is I feel like I'm only at the beginning, and I feel like I've still got so much more to go. Chelsea's such a big club in Europe, has been for so many years. So to be at the forefront of that and to be a big part of that is something I'm very proud of, and I'm sure my family will be most of all. But I think there'll be no time for sentiment. I think I can look back on my career when it's done, but for sure I just want to see how far I can get to now.
Sonia, it's rare in the Champions League that you can play a group game in Britain against another opponent. So, it feels like almost like a derby in European terms. So how much does kind of, the form book go out of the window, the fact that, you've won both games, Celtic have lost both of theirs, and it's kind of a complete kind of blank slate kind of on the night occasion?
Yeah, I feel I've been playing with the players a lot of derbies from the moment I joined Chelsea. So that's nice games to play. And Erin just said, like, we expect Celtic to play a very tough game tomorrow because they have nothing to lose. They will be just so much motivated to play against Chelsea, one of the best clubs in Europe. And I think, we just need to respect them for that and be ready from the beginning of the game. It will be a tough game again. And we also are focusing on ourselves. We have a lot of quality, but of course we expect them to come and be really motivated and make it hard for us.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Any questions from Ellie, last but not least? Far away.
Sonia, we've spoken quite a lot over the last few weeks about Chelsea's number of different goal scorers and how impressive they are in the attacking sense. I just wanted to ask, it's back-to-back clean sheets now for the first time since the start, the first 2 games of the season. How pleased are you with how your team are performing defensively as well? Because sometimes that's not what we speak about. We just speak about the other end.
Yeah, that's really important. As you just mentioned, if you want to go far in the competition, different competition, you just have to be strong defensively, but also being able to score goals. I think from the last game, of course, we had a great performance, great result against Liverpool. We were able to score 3 goals, but we also had a clean sheet, and the player of the game was a defender, Millie Bright, central back. And I think means a lot because means in the team everyone is working hard, making sure they work as individuals but also as a team, and I think it means a lot for me, really important again, and it shows maybe more consistency for us on our performances and also maybe the chemistry the players are getting together on the pitch.
Thank you. And you more than anyone knows what it takes to win this competition as a player and a manager. I know a few of the players have obviously said they want to go all the way this year. I don't know if it's too early to say, but have you seen that your squad's got what it takes that they can do that and go all the way in this competition?
As I said, at the moment we are focused on the group stage, making sure we just finish at the first place. I know exactly what we have to do to make sure we go all through the way, and I know my vision is really clear on what we have to achieve and what we have to do as performances to go whole through. But at the moment, it's too early to talk about the final or winning the Champions League. It's more like stay focused on the group stage and the next game against Celtic.
Thank you. Just one last quick one for Erin.
I can see Sonia's nodding her head, so she definitely wants more goals from me this season. But
Because you are capable. But also I have to say your position doesn't always help you. But
yeah, no, that as well. But I think that starts in training. Like, you know, scoring goals in training, everything has to matter. And for me, I'm very driven on, you know, process and behaviours and attitudes every day, and I'm trying to score more goals in training. We do a lot of shooting, I've done more extras shooting than I've ever done in my time at Chelsea, and Sonia's laughing because I scored a nice goal today. No, but seriously, I do challenge myself. I don't know, you know, I've not set a number on it, but, you know, it'd be nice to get more than last season. I think my position changes depending on different games that we do play, but that doesn't mean I have to limit myself and say that, oh, just because I'm in a deep lying position doesn't mean I score goals. I still want to find myself in the box as a late runner. And I think in terms of tomorrow night, of course, it would be nice to score, but it doesn't matter if I score or not. I think the result's the most important thing. I just want to win the game.